This episode might have hit a little close to home for me. I mean, if this were a year ago when I were Applejack and Twilight was leaning over my shoulder saying, "You should be using keyboard shortcuts," this episode would have ended differently. Because I know, do I ever know about doing things the stupid way. Before I figured out how to use the chroma key tool, I used to export every frame as a PNG, load it into GIMP, and mask the image manually. But now, it's still unnecessarily difficult, but it's a lot less tedious. This episode would have worked a lot better if they didn't try to force a connection between the stories.
How in Equestria did it never occur to you to check for leaks?
Because they're not plumbers, Rarity. Come on. I know there's a bit of common sense connecting steam to hot water to pipes, but you can't exactly fault someone for not immediately thinking their issue was caused by a mechanical problem. Which is close enough to what she ended up saying, but then she implied that it's been a problem for long enough for them to have adapted to it, and I'm sitting here with 20 problems, like, doesn't Rarity come to the spa all the time? Wouldn't she be aware of this issue? Isn't this hurting their business? Like, are there really more important issues than something causing lines like this? Why are the ponies getting cold? Don't they have fur to keep them warm? Wouldn't the steam leak in the hallway be warming up the hallway?
Have you ever considered a career in the spa industry?
A career in the spa industry? What, does she mean she wants to hire Applejack as like a handyman on retainer?
Unfortunately, we spend so much time fixing the steam room we don't have any time left to use it.
Wasn't Rarity the one trying to get AJ to relax? So why is she suddenly enforcing AJ's timeline?
Twilight is a very capable pony. I'm sure she can figure out what to do next.
Wasn't Rarity enforcing AJ's timeline a second ago? Why is she telling her to ignore it now? Her pocket watch chain isn't connected to anything. And where is she keeping it? Wouldn't Applejack significantly overwater the closer plants with this system? There's a leak in this valve, for fuck's sake. Oh goddammit, Rarity, that's just being wasteful. Oh no, I am being too hard on this episode. It's not all bad. Like, I love the fear in Applejack's eyes when she anticipates this kiss. But more importantly, the notion of reevaluating your routine and above all being open enough to change it is a valuable thing. So you're telling me that I can push D, and that does exactly the same thing as picking the selection tool from the drop-down menu? This is going to revolutionize everything. And they even depicted a pretty balanced upside to Applejack's OCD. The failure was in this one stupid connecting bit. If they had let the spa scene end without trying to pin it on some failed routine for the sake of dramatic irony, it would have been way better. Because I liked the spa scene, and I liked that relaxing at the spa was the goal of the episode, and I even liked the scene after the spa where AJ realizes she's been a goddamn fucking idiot the whole time.
Why are y'all staring at me like that?
Because that's a real thing that happens. You're telling me that if I hold down the control key, I can time stretch events? There's just this weird blemish 2/3 of the way through the episode. And on top of that, it sounds like that line that's pissing me off so much was post-edit. There's this 30-second chunk that sounds like a hasty rewrite and doesn't make any sense.
I'm just relieved I can finally relax in the steam. What do you say, Rarity?
And then Rarity changes personalities at the drop of a hat, which actually sounds like something she would do, but there wasn't even a dropped hat. It's a figure of speech.
We spend so much time fixing the steam room we don't have any time left to use it.
And then after half a minute, everybody picks right back up like a different conversation just took place.
I'm sorry, Rarity. We'll just have to do this another day.
Imagine this scene.
I'm just relieved I can finally relax in the steam.
Oh dear, I'm so glad you still want to relax after spending the entire hour fixing those pipes.
I'm sorry, Rarity.
Or a scene where AJ looks over at a clock, because, seriously, am I the only one hung up on where this pocket watch goes when it's out of frame? I mean, you get rid of that one scene, and this episode's great, but it's there, and I'm watching it, and I'm sitting here going, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
I'm sorry, Rarity. We'll just have to do this
What's
another
wrong
day.
with your face?